Obviously, we've got the NASCAR side, and how you're involved with that, and what brought you here today.
Right. Well, my grandfather, first of all, on this wonderful Memorial Day, my grandfather was a veteran of the U.S. Army, where he was a soldier mechanic. And much of what he learned in the military, he was able to apply to his race car driving. We were asked to come here today to be honored in such a magnificent capacity with a brick commemoration, and we just really are happy to be here. My grandfather's legacy means so much to the community and to the Commonwealth of Virginia, and our intent with the Wendell Scott Foundation is to impact youth that are underserved and underprivileged in my grandfather's historic honor, and we do so with a military type of mantra. We are dedicated to the community, we're dedicated to the youth, and that's what we stand for.
Excellent. And tell folks how, I would guess, not guess, but you got to know the military just from being at this event, to seeing the sacrifice that's put forth by the veterans, all the hard work that goes into being in battle. And when you compare that to NASCAR racing and the barriers that your grandfather went through, much the same as in being in kind of a war in a way.
Absolutely. Well, those were the times then. And what my grandfather was able to do was, he always had a saying, and it was, if it's hard to do it today, but if it's impossible, do it tomorrow. And I think many times our armed forces and our soldiers, they face circumstances that may appear to be impossible, to the naked eye, but with proper preparation, with teamwork and proper execution, you can achieve anything, even your dreams. I think that's what my grandfather's legacy stands for, and that's the message we carry into the community, as we work with youth. Today is naturally a memorial, and my grandfather has significant ties to this area. The last place that he raced was at Callaway, Virginia, here at Franklin County Motor Speedway. So it means a lot to have a piece of him here in this great region that we can always come to as a family, and we can bring youth to show him that he now has a brick here at the Franklin County Veterans Memorial Park.
It is an honor, and it must be kind of well, tell folks when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, what that was like for you, seeing that happen. Was it like it's finally happened kind of thing? It strikes me that your grandfather was just a nice guy anyway.
Right. Well, it meant so much because it was a global type of acknowledgement. Those who know Wendell Scott, those who were aware of his story, always knew that he was a Hall of Famer, even before the actual induction. As a matter of fact, he's inducted into more Hall of Fame than any other driver, with the exception of Richard Petty. He had been previously inducted into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame before the NASCAR Hall of Fame induction. But there's nothing like NASCAR, such a huge global acknowledgement, and I think that he would have been most proud of the platform the platform that allows the foundation to stand on as we try to, like you say, reach underserved, underprivileged youth. That is 100% our mission, and that is 100% what he stood for. And I know there are youth that are struggling all over this great nation and all over the Commonwealth of Virginia. So he left a lasting legacy.
And we've seen the result of underprivileged youth without maybe a father figure. When we've seen a lot of the tension between police and the rioting in some of the bigger cities. How does your program maybe provide answers to, or at least solutions, and get people thinking about what we need to do in this country to be more unified and to maybe bridge this gap?
Well, there's so many socioeconomic ills that drive so much of what you're seeing in the media. Our main mission is to provide sustainable opportunities for youth. In doing so, providing cultural enrichment opportunities. And while we have opportunity to work with these youth, we provide them with, the nuances of soft skills. Yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. How to present yourself when you go in public. How to prepare yourself for opportunities. So that's what we do with youth. So when we do STEM educational mentoring, we're providing youth with proficiency in STEM education, but we're also providing them with proficiency in how to be a young man or a young woman. And you got to walk it like you talk it. So we try to be examples, living, breathing examples to youth as to how they can conduct themselves, but also some of the rewards that come at the end of that. It's a battle. Every day it's a battle, but we are one of the agencies that are out here duking it out for the betterment of our community.
Give folks an idea of just how many youth you've worked with, and you know, it's an impressive organization.
Absolutely. We work with hundreds of youth. We work with hundreds of youth. We do have direct programs and programming that we provide in the Danville, Pennsylvania County area where the numbers are a little smaller, but as a whole, we work with hundreds of youth. I do many speaking engagements, commencement speeches, etc. As a motivational speaker, I'm trying to empower, encourage, and advocate for youth to continue to go in a positive direction. So we work with all kinds of youth. We have a motorsports camp coming up this summer at the Institute of Advanced Learning and Research. We have an after-school program called Steering the STEM, where we work with the Virginia Space Grant Consortium and the Institute of Advanced Learning to provide students with an introduction to robotics and computer coding, as well as providing webinars that help them prepare for career advancement and things of that nature. So we're all over the place with our programming, but it's much needed. Our next step is introducing youth to simulators, to racing simulation and racing simulators. So that we'll be working with that this summer coming up. So we have some things coming up in the future that I think will be cutting edge and also extremely beneficial to the underserved population. So
it all sounds great, and in a way, being in a, I was just thinking the race car simulator, a lot like life. You're going to have some unexpected things that happen to you in the car, and you think that teaches lessons in real life?
Absolutely, yeah, but you know, just like life, you know, you have a training ground. You have a training ground just like a soldier. You have a training ground, and you have a proving ground. So the simulators help them prepare in that manner. So like I said, it's just wonderful to be here today, wonderful weather. Wonderful occasion, and it means a lot to have this type of acknowledgement.
One more question, and I'll let you go eat. If folks out there are watching and know of youth, maybe they have a grandson, granddaughter that maybe needs some guidance, or somebody they know of, how can they get in touch with you and get into find out more about the program and maybe get involved in the program?
You can find us at wendelsscott.org, www.wendelsscott.org, and we are on Facebook as well, the Wendell Scott Foundation, simple enough on Facebook. And you can follow us on Facebook and like us, and you can reach out to us at info@wendellscott.org, and our staff will reach back out and get in contact and see if we can recommend or be of any assistance at all. So, absolutely.
Well, on behalf of everyone in Franklin County and our Cable 12 viewers as well, I want to thank you for being here, and you know, it's amazing what your granddad did, and we want to thank him too as well.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for the wonderful recognition, and we will be back. We have a brick here now. Absolutely.
And it must do you quite an honor, I know. So first thing you wanted to do is see that brick when you got it.
Absolutely. It just, like I said, it means a lot. I spent a lot of time with my grandfather growing up, and I know a lot of the struggles that he went through. So all forms of acknowledgement such as this, especially with his military service in mind, it means the world. So
he need the value of good work.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.